Are you having a crappy day? Do you just feel like you just want to flush it away? Do you just wish that sometimes it would just sink or swim? Then don't worry about it, because guess what? This is episode 3. This is episode 3 of your boy, Lance Flat 2. That's right, I've made my return. I know episode 2. I only got 8 views on episode 2. And you know why I only got 8 views? Because that other doofus, that other host, showed up and wanted to talk all seriously about depression. And I'm not saying depression is a serious issue. I mean, it's not a non-serious issue. I'm just saying that you guys don't come here for that. You guys don't come here to listen to me or listen to some other guy try to give you some inspiration. But that's okay, because I'm back. I went on my hiatus. Some would say I went under the sea. But I would say I'm back. And now I'm back, and I come with a brand new subject matter, a question that has boggled the mind of generations upon generations of people. A question that truly inspires thought and could potentially delay the future of people. What question is that, you ask? What question is that, you ask? Well, the question that I ask is, what is an acceptable place to go on a first date? And no, I'm not talking about money and talking about who pays and blah blah. No, I'm talking about like overall, what place is acceptable? Do you start low so you can make your way up? Do you start up and then say, you know what, and then try to set that facade, that persona of providing, financial stability? Or do you just like fall yourself right dead in the center and you go, you know what? Let me start somewhere in the middle. Or otherwise, if I go lower, then it depends on how the date went. Or if I go up, it depends on the date went. So, you can only go higher or lower from the middle ground. You gotta see see who you're working with. You gotta see what her persona, his persona. See, have you guys match up? If you mesh well, if you're both laid back individuals, there's no point of going to an 8-star fancy restaurant if you're both happy and chilling at your local fast food establishment. But also, not only is it a financial portion, but here's another question that no one asks. Let's talk about the food at these places. You go to an Italian restaurant and like a button-down shirt and some fancy slacks, and she shows up in a fancy dress that she just bought for that exact thing. And let's say you say, oh, you know what, I'm hungry. I want some spaghetti and meatballs. Great. Oh, the spaghetti and meatballs. But is it great? Did you not just set yourself up for failure? And why do I say that? Because you think about it. You got that big old meatball on top. You take your fork, you take your knife, you slice, you cut, you dice. You bring the meatball towards your mouth, and then what happens? Boom! Slips and falls right off. Splatters right on your shirt. You asked for that, though. You know why you asked that? Because you took her to a place that is not first date meal acceptable. Before you even schedule a date, you need to figure out, hey, let me look at the menu, let me make sure that there's no foods that will either A, ruin your attire, B, won't ruin the person that you're with attire, and C, is still an acceptable date place. Like, here's the thing. I love pizza. Pizza is my go-to, my jam, my bump. It's my go-to. And yet, I know that a pizza is not a first date meal. Because you're asking for it. You got that tomato sauce. One drop. Bloop, and it's ruined her dress. Bloop, ruined her blouse. Bloop, ruined your shirt. Bloop, ruin the slacks. And God help you if you're wearing like those $100, fancy pants. Nike's got the fresh J's or the Air Force Ones or the Dunks. Man, you were asking for it. Especially now, like the new hip ones, or the black and white, the pandas, I think they're called. Like, can you imagine, like, you're sitting there trying to be all fancy, trying to be all elegant, like formal and stuff, and there you go, eating a piece of pepperoni pizza, and you just take that nice chomp, and guess what happens? Guess what happens as you're going, sorry for the ASMR, that one little nugget of, like, tomato chunk splats right on your shoe. Ruined. Your whole night is ruined. But if it lands on her dress, her blouse, her nice shoes that she just pulled out of the closet because she was like, hey, this is the first date. This I got dressed looking good. If that sauce lands on her, oh man, her night's ruined. There's no going back. You have like both of you now have to make up for that. The only worst decision in going to like getting pizza or getting some kind of Italian food on a first date is going to get wings. First of all, I don't know why you're going to get wings on a first date. But if you do, like let's say you're both really chill about it, if you order wings and it's to like one of those wing places, I'm not going to name names because you know what, that'll cause you another controversy. I can't handle it. But seriously, if you order wings and that sauce just like you just take that bite. Oh my God. You have sauce from ear to ear, chin to nose, everywhere. So here you are trying to you probably just shaved. You just put on the aftershave. You probably smell nice with your fresh cologne. You probably got your hair all done up and looking fancy like you do. And what did you do? You went and ordered the wings. See, so instantly, you've now ruled out these two things. Because this is why you have to pregame. This is why you have to pregame looking at the menu before you get to the restaurant. You have to think, okay, hey. And you have to break it down. Is A an acceptable meal? B an acceptable meal? C, D, E, F, G. Go down the line. And you know damn well that none of you ordering a salad. Because that's another thing. Is salad a first date meal? No. Why is that not a first date meal? Because you know if the person that you're with, if they don't order a salad, you've now set that standard where now hey, I'm ordering a salad, yes, it may have chicken or shrimp or steak on it, whatever, but if I order a salad and I'm with somebody on a first date, what's that going to put on them? That's going to say, damn, I can't order that. Unhealthy steak wrapped in bacon, covered in lard with butter on the side, and a big fat mashed potato with loaded to the brim with sour cream. No! Because then you're making that other person look bad, whether it's he or she. Who cares? We've all been in that position. Like, come on now. Like seriously. Like biggest, and on top of that, and there are some places, some foods, you have to instantly strike out. First of all, like I said before, pizza, spaghetti meatballs for sure. Buffalo wings, definitely. Like, gravy. And it has gravy. First of all, I love gravy. Brown, white, sausage gravy, whatever. Gravy's great. Great topping for any meal that you have, like meatloaf, your fried chicken, your turkey, and your stuffing. It's great. But not on a first date. No. Again, let's play back the whole, like, spaghetti and meatballs, the sauce dripping down. You are asking for it, like as you shove it in your mouth with the spoon or the fork, or however you eat whatever meal you're having, and that single like glob just falls oh so slowly down from your lip, because we all have been guilty of having that hole in your bottom lip that just food just goes right through. No lie. And you're asking for it. And guess what happens when it falls from that hole in your bottom lip? Guess what? It goes down your chin. The hair in your goatee don't catch it, and it just goes bloop, right down on those fancy black slacks or brown khakis that you just pulled out of out of your closet you went to the store and bought because you wanted to look fancy. You've just ruined all the hard work you've put into it. Like, it might as well be raining outside in addition to that. I've got, this is a huge subject because you know what? This doesn't just affect guys. No, because girls suffer from too. Because both guy and girl want to put on a presentation. We want to put on our best foot forward. We want to establish the greatness that is to come on future dates. But there's a lot of pressure on that first date, and even going forward. I mean, yes, going forward on the second, third, fourth date, it's really not. I mean, there's still that pressure, but not to the extent. But that first date, you are setting a precedent. And if you're setting a precedent about that hole in your bottom lip, spewing out some gravy or some buffalo sauce or some marinara, whoo! I can't imagine what you want to do on the second, third date. You might as well bathe in some ranch dressing. Like, come on now. This is a real life issue that men and women of all kinds, all sorts, it don't matter what color you are, we all suffer from it. And there's a lot of pressure coming in with the right food choice. Because nobody sweats as much on a first date meal than a person who knows, like, damn, I gotta make the right decision. Like, hey, do I order an appetizer? I don't want to overdo it, because if I order an appetizer, then guess what? We're not, more likely than not, I'm going to order a meal. If I order a meal, I got to have dessert. And I got sides with that meal. And then I'm going to be covered in fluids. Do I order an alcoholic beverage or non-alcoholic beverage? Like, what? There's so many things that you have to deliberate and figure out and configure in how to pursue a perfect meal. And all it takes is that one single glob of tomato sauce. And that's the big thing too, if you realize, is that any meal can be ruined by sauce. Let's say you order a steak. And you know what? There's plenty of steak sauces out there. We all know the fancy ones. We all know the Worcestershire and the A1. And some of you want to go even crazier and put Tabasco, because those are the really interesting ones. But look, you are giving the food ammunition to do you harm. You are asking for it, because you're saying, hey, look at me, I'm putting sauce on this. Yeah, it's going to add some flavor, but you know what? You're risking it. You are risking your dating life by putting that sauce on that steak, on that chicken, on that pork chop, on that whatever else you want to order. You're risking it. So you know what? This is as the summary of the Poop Cast episode 3, deliberation finishes upon thy subject, where one must talk about the first date food feuds. I'll say this. You want to be safe? Stay away from soup. So I'll break it down into classes. So we'll start with your appetizers. Stay away from wings. You know damn well that every Super Bowl Sunday you be sitting there chomping on some buffalo wings, and that sauce gets from ear to ear, up bottom lip to nose hairs, and it never looks good. Then you go for your sides, whether soup or salad. I'm sorry, everyone, both are dangerous. Soups are literally liquid, and God help you if you overflow the spoon, you're doomed. I'd say you're probably better off with a salad. Just don't get a clumpy dressing, because then again it just on your face. Your entrees. Let's talk about your entrees. First of all, no sauce. Don't even play. Don't tell the waiter to take it off the table. Don't be tempted. Resist the sauce. Your best bet is a nice, solid, just take the free bread, put some butter on it, and chomp it. The worst that's going to happen is that a crumb of bread is going to plop right itself on your thigh. Brush it off real quick. Just Like, oh, fake sneeze, poof, blow it off. That's right, I said bread, because every food is a minefield of disaster waiting to happen. Don't even get me started on putting on mayonnaise on a club. You put mayonnaise on a club sandwich, you are asking for it. Because you know they got those big old chunky glow globs of mayonnaise that just lands a perfectly square dab right next to your pockets on your lap. And guess what? There ain't no hiding it. And then for dessert, the only way you can hide chocolate syrup stains is if you're wearing black pants, because guess what? It's just chocolate brown on black pants. But now if you're wearing a white tee, a polo, a button down, woo! You better stop. You better hope you're wearing a dark color. Because your entire night, like if you have plans afterwards, you better stop. So you know what? Now that I think about it, don't even go out to eat. Like do a Zoom call or a Verbo or something, whatever weirdness we got going on nowadays in 2023. Plus it's too hot. It's 1,000 degrees outside. Why are you going out today in a long sleeve shirt and slacks? Like, yeah, you know what? It's all impressive until you pass out. Until your muscular self is hanging out on the floor going, because it's 1,000,000 degrees outside and you got the humidity level of 1,000,000. I feel like you're in the Everglades in the middle of the Saharan desert. Come on now. All right. You know what? I've got more to say about this, but I will. I've delivered enough of a load on you guys. Sometimes you just gotta let it swirl away. But it's okay. Because Lance Flat 2 is here. Lance Flat 2 is here to deliver the takes that people just want to flush. That they no longer want. That they feel is wasteful. That they want to secrete and excrete from their minds. But I'm here for it. So take what I said about first date meals and use it upon your next first date. Or take it on your next date. Or the next date. And embrace it. Because just know that whenever you need me and my advice, I am here on this network, on this channel, representing this cast. Lance Flat 2 out. Peace.